What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Haze Demon Show. And today we are going to be going over the latest developer update for South Park Phone Destroyer. Coming at you from Ubi Buck, it is going to be this week's Bad Boy, the Illegal Alien Challenge week challenge mode, and then we don't really know exactly what the weekend event is going to be, but it's going to be based around the South Park episode coming out Wednesday 10 p.m. yada 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 yada. So Tuesday's event is an adventure card usage event, and the weekend's event is a card usage event. It's been a couple weeks, it seems like, since they did a card usage event. Let's see here, let's take a look at this. It says, welcome to season 2, week 2 of season 3 of South Park 23, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Adventure 24 hours. Here's the list of cards for the Adventure 24 hours. Pocahontas Randy, Lightning Bolt, Calamity Heidi, Swashbuckler Red, Professor Chaos, Underpants Domes, Fire Jimmy, Ice Sniper Wendy, Officer Barb Brady. That's what I meant to say also, is that this whole entire week is going to be all about opening up your packs. And you're going to get Barb Brady out of them. And you're going to open up your packs, and you're going to get Ice Sniper Wendy out of them. Why? Because it's all about ICE detention centers, based on last week's episode of South Park. Spoiler alert! It's about detention centers with the illegal aliens and things of that nature, so... Ew. They really need a buff Ice Sniper Wendy. Barb Brady could probably use a buff. Just make him 5 costs and he'd be fine, you know. You just lower the cost of that unit, it would be no problem whatsoever. But Ice Sniper Wendy, even if you make her 2 costs, she's not really going to be great. The only time that I think that Ice Sniper's Wendy is good is if you mix her in with all of the other frees. You've got Program Stan, Awesemo, Freeze Ray, and Screwed Power Fist Dougie, right? So if you got all that freeze, Ice Sniper Wendy can do a little bit better because everything's frozen, but probably every character can do better if all the characters are frozen in front of you, right? So, yep, so that's the card usage for the 24-hour event. And then we have here the challenge mode. These are going to be the boosted cards for the Illegal Alien Challenge mode. 20% increase in health and attack. Alien Drone, The Visitors, Terrence and Phillip, Gizmo Ike, Scout Ike, Canadian Knight Ike, and Smuggler Ike. So basically, anybody who's an alien, and anybody who's from Canada, because for some reason we don't have any Spanish immigrants in the game that we can refer to, because that's mostly what this is all about, is Spanish immigrants, even though there's obviously could be immigrants from any country. It says, additionally, Officer Barb Brady will cost 3, and Ice Sniper Wendy will cost 2. Now, see, this is what I was just talking about. That Ice Sniper Wendy at 2 cost really doesn't make a difference. Her stats and everything is just so crappy that even at 2 costs, it's not worth it. She needs actual buffs to, like, her ability probably needs to be widened, or maybe... It's like it's kind of got a long range, but maybe it needs to be widened. I'm not really sure. I think her targeting system, you can't really tell what you're going to hit, but I can't remember for sure again. It's like, I think you can hit targets in front of you and then hit them behind you, maybe, because it's like a circle similar to Captain Wendy. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I wish they would add in an abilities for characters, like rework certain characters and make new characters where when you click their ability, you hold it down, and then you can click somewhere within a radius or whatever of where you want the ability to go. So you can actually target abilities rather than just clicking them and then they attack the closest units. You know, like that you have little control over what your ability is doing, but by clicking on it and then dragging it to a specific area of the screen within the attack radius, you know, it seems like it'd be a lot better if you could do that. It might be too complicated to do. I don't know. Officer Barb Brady at 3 costs, though, is going to be really big. Because the way you balance cards in this game is by how much energy they cost, generally. one of the biggest balancing things. And Officer Bird Brady normally costs 6 energy, which would mean normally you would have to run Pope Timmy. But now that Officer Bird Brady is only a 3 cost unit, he is going to be really good for the mode, just because he's going to have way more health than any other 3 cost unit in the game, including any of the 3 costs that are getting a 20% increase in health, which is none of them are 3 costs yada. Alien Drone, right? Alien Drone's 4 costs. Might have more health than Officer Bird Brady, but 3 costs, Bird Brady. That should be really good. It should be really interesting. It's kind of funny though, because now you don't need to run Pope for Bird Brady, but that means you could run like Father Maxi and have Pope Timmy and have Bird Brady on the field and just have these huge, super fat tanks on the field. So it'll be pretty interesting to see what people's decks they come up with this challenge mode, because this is actually not too bad, you know, of a challenge mode. And the reason why I say is because not only did they buff a bunch of cards stats, they lowered the cost of other cards that are not being boosted. So like, you can really change the meta of the game by manipulating more than just one set of stats on specific characters, changing multiple things all over the place. Hell, they could have even thrown in the increased energy speed. The speed that you gain energy could have been increased faster, and then it would have made this mode even better. I love the faster pace of getting more energy. I think, honestly, the normal PvP mode should have a faster increase of energy that would change the way the games are played a lot, for sure. Maybe just making all of the units 10% faster and Zen Cartman 20% faster. Just make all the units move quicker. Everybody's got to be flicking fast, and you know what I'm saying? I think it'd be really cool if the game was a little bit quicker. Anyway, weekend event. And not quicker like winning, but quicker as in just everything is... You have to react faster constantly and yada 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 yada. Weekend event. And that leads us to the weekend event. Due to the nature of creating content based on the episode, we can't share any info just yet about the weekend event. We knew that. Be sure to jump in the game on Friday to see what we've come up with and see if there's a new character or outfit, or both, to get your hands on. I have to say that the outfit from last weekend was very bad. Very bad. It looked okay, but it just is called a hat and a shirt. I don't know if there's a different name anywhere in the game. I'm pretty sure when you get an item, it says its actual name, but when we got the hat and the shirt, it just said hat and shirt, and it's so uncreative. I would like to at least give it a legit ice hat and ice vest or something like that, you know? I don't know. Hopefully we get a new character. Maybe it'll actually be the Mexican Joker for the superhero theme. Spoiler alert. Whoopsies. No, I'm just kidding. You guys have probably seen that everywhere. Alright, we're going to go ahead and go over the balance changes. We went over the balance changes last weekend. Last week, I mean. But I'm going to go ahead and go over them again. Not everybody watches all of my developer update videos. Just this one is not going to have a thumbnail with them in it. Elvin King Bradley's Warcry reduced by 50%. Attack boost from the Warcry reduced by 50%. And at base level, it would now give 5 attack and down from 10 attack. And walk speed increased by 19%. So he's going to walk faster, and he's not going to boost all of the units as much. Which, if you're only boosting one unit at a time, visitors are the one that's going to be taking the most of a hit from this. But just having a bunch of archers with more mass amount of attack is not going to be as much. But they're still going to have the range, so he's still going to benefit the individual ranged units out there. His walk speed at 19% means that he's going to be much more likely to get killed early on in the fights. Of course, people can still do shenanigans of getting him stuck behind units and him not even walking at all, but that's just part of the game. We've got Ink and Craig. The laser damage decreased by 20% at base level. It will now do 160 to units, down from 232 to New Kid from 40. I'm really happy about this because he was way overpowered. Way overpowered. And just a good 20% nerf seems pretty satisfying, honestly. You should put him right there along with all the other legendaries and not overpowered, right? And then the laser width decreased to 1.2 from 1.5. You should no longer hit units behind the new kid because they couldn't change just the length to only hit the back area, and then they have to decrease the width at the same time as they're decreasing the length. So in order for them to make it to where you don't hit units behind the new kid, it just had to decrease the width. There was no option for them based on the way they've got it coded. I assume that they are connected to the same variable, yada yada yada. So really awesome. You can finally hide your unit behind your new kid, but the thing is, he's still gonna get hit once. All your opponent's got to do is just wait a few more seconds, and your unit will walk around, and then boom, he dies. All right, here's the really awesome things. Pigeon Gang, Rat Swarm, Underpants Domes, they all get an increase in attack and health. Pigeon Gang, however, gets an increase in movement speed, which is going to be significantly much bigger of an advantage for them in particular. And the reason why I say that is because their biggest problem was that they couldn't keep up with ground units in order to be able to do their damage. That's the way I seen it anyway. So the attack increased 30%, pretty good. The health HP increased 71%. They probably didn't get like that big of an HP increase because there's a bunch of them. But yeah, really good. Attack increase for Rat Swarm by 30%. So now they'll just eat away at things much better. But here's the big one. Underpants Gnomes. Their attack is increased by 127%. The biggest attack increase out of all of them. Probably because it's only 3 of them rather than 4 and 5 or whatever it is for Pigeon Gang. So now they can really chip away at some units. And then they've got the increased 70% health, which is about as much as Pigeon Gang. But Rats didn't get an increase in health. So what this does is it doesn't really keep them from getting killed by actual units on the field, but that an HP increase is going to really make the difference on an aggressive swarm push, because theoretically, I don't know for sure, you know, they're more likely that they're not going to die to 1 zap from the new kid. They'll die after 2 zaps or 3 zaps, depending on the new kid level and your Underpants Gnomes level, of course. But by not dying automatically to the zapper, gives them a chance to A, do more damage, and B, actually get hit by a real character, because that is a lot of the job of the swarm, is just taking hits that normally would be a lot of damage, but there's really not a lot of health for them to make a difference. So we've got Sharpshooter Shelly. The charged ability now hits all units in range, previously only hit 1. And the attack range increased by 17% up to 4.1 from 3.5, which I do believe makes it to where she is not going to get hit by the new kid zap, which is usually a really big thing when it comes to ranged units if they can stand outside of the zap range, because then it forces your opponent to have to play a card to kill them. Otherwise, they take a bunch of damage for free, basically. Her charged ability was really weird. A lot of the time, it just wouldn't trigger. When you could have a unit right in front of you and it wouldn't trigger. It was like the biggest problem with her, I felt like. But now if it just hits every unit, there's a good chance that if you're shooting a unit far away and a unit comes up right next to you, you're going to be able to knock them away, like she's supposed to be able to do. So, this buff may not make her OP, but that's good. But it looks like it'll make it actually make her viable, make her a very good card that you can see more often than not. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully that's good news for Sharpshooter Shelly. But that is going to be it, guys. Thank you all so very much for checking out the Haze Demon Show. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to hit that like and subscribe to the channel. We do developer updates every week. Unless there's an extremely small amount of information, then I don't really go over it. But that's only, like, I think in the last 2 years, a year and a half of doing developer update videos, I have only not done a developer update 3 times, maybe? And at the most 4 times. So usually every Monday you'll always see a developer update. of the brand new stuff. I'm gonna try to remember to put the developer update link in the description down below, unless you want, in case you want to go ahead and read all of this yourself. I tend to forget. I'll try to remember. But yep, that's it, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. Good luck on your season reset. We've got awesome reset rewards tomorrow. Hope you have a wonderful day. Don't forget to bring a towel. Peace out.
You wanna know? Look at these scars.
Shut up, Mimsy!